Good morning, it's day 44, and today I'm going to revisit a topic that I did very early in this series, but from a different perspective, and the idea is doing hard things well. A couple of weeks ago, I had one of those divine appointments, chance encounters, whatever you want to call it, with a guy I used to work with, and he ended up by the end of the conversation asking me if I would be willing to help a startup that he was working for with some admin stuff just on a part-time basis. And I said, well, I'll look at it. And so we ended up setting up an appointment with the VP of the company. And after almost 3 hours, I think it was, on the phone, she figured out that she didn't need me as an admin. She needed me to come in and actually run the operations side of their business because they've been in startup mode for 3 years. And so they're periodically having to go back and revisit their all sorts of things, but pricing, systems, the ways they do things. And so I agreed, and they made the decision that they needed me to come in at least part-time initially as an admin because their admin wants to go back to school. Well, after just a few days of working with this person on video calls, I reached my limit last Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, that I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. And I, of course, slept on it. And by the next day, everything had settled out a little bit. It's like, okay, it's just not that big a deal. And that same afternoon, I get a call from the VP wanting to know, so how's it going? And I think that existing admin had put a little bug in her ear to say, you might need to check on her. And I said, well, this is by far the most convoluted mess I have ever seen in my life. And if you'd asked me about it yesterday, I would have told you, I'm out. You don't owe me anything. Consider it a free consultation for a week. I'm out. And the response from the VP was, I told you it was bad. I said, I've been told that before, but this took bad to a whole other level. So as I thought about it, even this morning when I have another video call scheduled with the admin, I've literally been on calls with this person every day for a week. And I'm thinking about it and going, you know, in order to fix problems sometimes, you have to get in and figure out what all the moving parts are. Because until you know the moving parts, you're gonna get back into the quick fix mentality. And I was also thinking about one of the personality profile tests that a friend of mine asked me to take a couple of years ago. I think it was called a Kolbe A index. And when she took the test, she scores so high in the detail area that my vision, and especially with knowing her, is that she needs steps A to Z. And when you get to Z, you're going back to A and go to Z again. And you might have to do that process multiple times before you start the project. I, on the other hand, on that same test, score very high in what they call a quick start arena. And that is, give me enough details to get started. And then let's move. I'll figure it out as we go. And so I'm having to actually step more into that heavy detail zone right now that just fries my brain sometimes, but it's necessary. So my point today is, if you've got a thorny problem and it makes you just want to say, I'm out, no, I can't do this. Take some time to think about it, sleep on it. Is it one of those things that you need to get all of the details and figure out all of the moving parts, and then you can start looking at creating a better solution? So it is day 44. I am signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow.